Greetings. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. Still swallowing videos from baby witches, newbie woke, fake woke, and clout-chasing influencers? Have you tried spell after spell, affirmation after polished affirmation, yet nothing seems to change? Maybe you're actually getting results, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. Something inside you is vibrating, pulsating for your attention, nibbling your earlobes and begging you to listen. That thing, so desperate for attention, is called your inner voice, and it's trying to tell you something very important. Now is the time to stop and listen. This inner voice is telling you that there's a better way. And if you're not used to having repeated results in your spiritual work, well, I must congratulate you, because today is the first day of the rest of your life. What I'm going to share in this video is high caliber magic. And if you're not accustomed to my content, then you may not realize just yet that your manifestation troubles have already been answered. In this video, I'm going to share the second aspect of a two-part concept of real magic, and that means real results. Now, if you've not seen the first half of this video, you're going to miss out on the easy mechanics of this formula. So please give yourself the best opportunity for success and go back and watch the first video. The link is here on the screen. It's also in the description. Go watch it right now, then come back to this video. For the rest of you elite students, we're going to continue probing the mysteries of manifestation, in particular, the mysterious connection of the etheric plane and the material plane. If you recall from our last entanglement, we discussed the Hermetic principle of correspondence. Most of us know the phrase, as above, so below. What this refers to is the mental technology of deciphering one thing by comparing it to another. The perfect example of this is the relationship between hardware and software. Every computer is physical, yet the programs that run within it are invisible. Every phone is a handheld device, yet what we do on the phone is completely simulated. Likewise, our bodies and the worlds we interact with are hard, tangible, and physical. Our minds, however, are absolutely not. In the Kabbalah, this concept is referred to as the macrocosm and the microcosm, the universe and man, Brahman and Atman. For our intents and purposes, we are referring to the etheric plane and the physical plane. But here's the mystery. While we're explaining what seems like the relationship between two opposing forces, in all actuality, these are really two sides of the same exact coin. Obviously, there's no clean-cut line between the two states of experience. Our thoughts blend into our emotions blend into our words and actions, our actions become patterns, and our patterns affect our entire environment. There is no real separation between mind and matter. All ancient cultures understood that everything in our world has a spirit, some invisible essence that was linked to the physical counterpart. Everything from trees to animals to rivers and people have been recognized to have some invisible force that was linked to the physical form. Science calls this invisible force the morphogenetic field. Some called this force the astral body. Some called it the etheric double. It is this principle that we will be discussing, and understanding this principle will be the key to repeatable results. Even the entire physical earth plane has a spirit. Advanced occultists know that the earth plane and the etheric plane, also known as Malkuth and Yesod, respectively, share one etheric double. That means everything on the physical plane is linked, or connected, to the invisible etheric plane. Understand this. Everything that exists on the physical plane must first exist in the etheric plane. And any sufficient alterations made to the etheric plane must reflect corresponding changes in the physical plane. The true Magus is able to create sufficient alterations to the reflecting ether by cultivating internal energies and harnessing external energies, and being able to direct these energies to his desired destination. In the next video, we will go in depth on how to cultivate these different energies internally and externally. In today's lesson, we're going to cover the misunderstood piece of the puzzle and the answer to that secret, whispering inner voice, begging to be recognized. What is your concept of a magical result? Are you looking forward to explosive energy balls of power to shoot from your fingertips? Maybe you're hoping to materialize angels, demons, and bricks of gold out of thin air. Maybe you're hoping for your rent to suddenly disappear because you don't have the money to pay it this month. Could it be that you're hoping to use magic to forcefully manipulate someone's mind to behave in a manner pleasurable to your desires? Maybe your intentions are from a different vibration. Maybe someone you care about is sick and suffering, and you wish to use your magic to help them recover their vitality. Who knows? I've wanted all those things at some point in my life, and truth be told, with the exception of energy balls shooting out of my hands, I eventually learned how to make all these things happen for me, with witnesses, but not overnight. After many, many years of trial, and even more years of error. And if it's all right with you, I'd like to save you a little bit of time. Here's the big secret. Spiritual power does not happen in supernatural, unbelievable ways. Spiritual power always happens through natural means. The sooner you come to accept this, the further along you will advance to getting consistently smooth manifestations. The Most High does not use weird and unbelievable channels to circulate energy. Nature itself is the perfect channel for cosmic influence. Anything that has ever come to be has come through a natural channel. Any creation that has ever been created has come through the software of mind and the hardware of body. As above, so below. Let's take a look at the light. The whole concept of light is that while it's invisible, it illuminates what it touches. Physics tells us that light travels an impossible distance to get to Earth, and that while it may have traveled as a particle or a wave, scientists haven't really figured that part out yet, haven't decided on either one. The only reason we know it exists is because the matter of the physical plane reflects the rays that kiss its surface. Allegedly, the sky appears blue because the dust particles in the atmosphere reflect the blue frequency. What was once invisible is now revealed, thanks to the resplendent intelligence of the physical plane. Just like the light of our creativity is reflected in our works of art, the light of our intelligence is reflected in our evolution of comfort. Evolution of comfort has brought us clean drinking water, better healthcare systems, memory foam, and Amazon Prime. The light of the etheric plane is reflected in the matter of the physical plane. The physical plane, also known as Magus, or even known as the world of Asaya, is the formative, concreting function of the universe. Those of us who create 3D art, produce music, or edit video know that after all the hard work is done, we click the render button to create the finished product. That's what happens with Magus. It renders tangible and definite what was intangible and indefinite upon the higher planes. As above, so below. As believed, so experienced. The only satisfactory channel for evocation is the operator himself. When it comes to the circuit connection of the etheric plane and the physical plane, the operator is Malkuth. For magic to be consistently effective, the forces that are channeled must be successfully locked into form. So while it's absolutely a part of the process to visualize and imagine the forces that you're channeling, equally important is the following step of action. There must be corresponding physical action to solidify your channeled force into form. The crystallization process validates your magic and engages a process of cause and effect. Now, this doesn't need to be complex. An action can be as simple as drawing lines on paper or even leaving food out for ancestors. Every magical action must be solidified, or else the connection isn't complete. While this may seem obvious to a few of you, I'm constantly amazed at how many people email me every week with insufficient results. When I dig a bit deeper, we come to find that 85% of people don't actually establish their magic with a physical action. Unbelievable. This literally means that 8 out of 10 people practice the magical art of wishful thinking and are left wondering why they don't get any consistent results. I'll share a story with you. Janae was a client of mine who had an escalating problem at her workplace. There was a young woman creating painful gossip that was beginning to take effect to Janae's work. When Janae called me for a consultation, I asked her what she was doing already to spiritually correct this issue. She told me about affirmations, visualizations, and mantras, all the things she got from so-called woke spiritual YouTubers. But not one of these clout-chasing baby witches had advised her to do anything physical. Mind-blowing. It took an expert to solve her problem. I recommended one of my tried and true rituals for binding a slanderous voice. It works by connecting a pattern from above through a physical medium in order to cause that pattern to manifest below on the physical plane. Apparently this is a common issue, so I won't charge you $100 for it. Click the link below for the breakdown on this form of a protection spell. In the sphere of Malkuth are worked all divinations. Now, the object of any method of divination is to find a set of things on the physical plane which correspond accurately and comprehensively to the invisible forces in the same way that the movements of the hands of a clock correspond to the passage of time. The etheric plane and the physical plane exist as two halves of the same whole. These two states of consciousness exist together as a continuum that gradually fade into one another. In later videos, we will go into more detail about the properties of this etheric web, but for now, please understand that the etheric plane is not bound by time constraints or even by spatial boundaries. What this means is that adjustments to the etheric plane don't always happen immediately. It also means that you don't have to be physically near something to affect it magically. To make this revelation even more astounding, this also means that magic done in the future can drastically affect the past. More on this type of magic later. For now, it will take a bit of practice and repetition to find your personal groove. But eventually, you will learn how to be flexible enough in your own expectations to see what kind of things you're able to manipulate the easiest, like unicorns and extremely good luck, sometimes free food. Coupling this with the awareness of the principle of the sphere of availability, you can gradually begin to achieve even the most impossible desires. We will definitely talk more about the sphere of availability in just a few videos from this one. For now, check out the book written by Ophiel called The Art and Practice of Getting Material Things Through Creative Visualization. If you don't have the book or you don't have time to read it, I've created an audiobook that you can effortlessly find here on this YouTube channel. Here's a recap of the 3 major points we've gone over in today's lesson. Write these down on actual paper so that you can be sure to understand the etheric physical connection. Memorize these so that you can integrate them into your daily life. Everything that exists on the physical plane must first exist in the etheric plane, and any sufficient alterations made to the etheric plane must reflect corresponding changes in the physical plane. Spiritual power must come through natural means. The only satisfactory channel for evocation is the operator himself. When it comes to the circuit connection of the etheric plane and the physical plane, the operator is Malkuth. For magic to be consistently effective, the forces that are channeled must be successfully locked into form. So while it's absolutely part of the process to visualize and imagine the forces that you're working with, equally important is the following step of action. There must be corresponding physical action to solidify your channeled force into form. This crystallization process validates your magic and engages a process of cause and effect. There is no separation between mind and matter, only degrees of vibration. The Kabbalion mentions, "He who understands the principle of vibration has grasped the scepter of power." An understanding of this principle, with the appropriate formulas, enables Hermetic students to control their own mental vibrations as well as those of others. The masters also apply this principle to the conquering of natural phenomena in various ways. I know this is very exciting stuff, and I got you covered. Episode 4 will be all about vibration and how it serves as the very foundation that the simulation rests upon. You cannot break free without understanding what is presented in episode 4, so make absolutely sure you watch it. You'll always know how to find me. Just type LVX777 into the ether. As always, don't pretend. Do the work. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. I love you guys. Peace.